Everybody. As promised, I'm going to share some embarrassing and other things about myself. So, let me start before my husband comes back in from outside. Let me start by showing you a couple of things. First of all, I promised on Instagram that I would show you this. I hope you can see it. Anyway, you see that little rectangle? People don't know that I'm kind of a pyro, like my kids. We like blowing stuff up. So, while my husband was out of town, of course, hello everybody, I decided to do one of those dry ice bombs that you put like in a 2.5 liter Coke thing filled with water, can't remember, and I threw it in our hot tub and oh my God, it was so much louder than I thought. And tiles came off and stuff. So I said, we can't do this. No, we got to go inside and do it. So I'm on live, Facebook Live, babe. Go cook dinner. So anyway, so we went inside, my kids and I got behind the island in the kitchen after putting the dry ice bomb, but put an igloo cooler on top, right? That'll stop it. Right. It didn't. It blew up. And the whole cooler went through the ceiling. And oh my God. Hey, hang on. This is not gonna, no, no. I never put powder on, but I put some cream on my face. So no, there we go. That's better. Anyway, well, maybe not. Oh God. Oh gee. Oh, try. Okay, so yeah, so I went to Home Depot or Lowe's, I can't remember, like 1,000,000 times to get all the equipment, like, you know, the little lattice work to put like spackling and stuff on and texturizer and paint and stuff. It looks pretty good, but you know, maybe not perfect. But anyway, it's a constant reminder of some of the bad choices I've made, but oh, the kids loved it. And it was like a race because Papa was on his way home from the airport. And oh God, it was so close. And he came in and he said, what the hell is that? He noticed it right away. It was awful. Now, another thing you might know about me is that I'm very clumsy. I'm like not in my body. So if any of the kids or my husband sees me on a ladder, like, stop, get off. Or if I have a knife in my hand, I mean, look, I've done surgeries, okay? But no, give me that. Let me cut that onion. Oh, I don't like cutting things like that. So good. So anyway, well, one evidence, this is the only other time I have to get up, that of my clumsiness, hang on, my itch, is, well, I was climbing up on my dryer to get something above these cabinets, but I lost my footing, and there we go. That's a beautiful imprint, oopsie, of my head right there. Wow, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, there we go. Anyway, you get it. So, some people laughing at me. And also, if a door needs to be pulled to open it, I will push, and vice versa. Okay, I'll look at my list because basically I just wrote a random list. It was like mostly brain vomit, so it's all gonna be mixed up. Okay, and we're gonna have to have a part 2 because I'm just gonna have to. You might not know that actually I am really shy, and I'm comfortable with flattery. I am so used to being kind of a recluse with my little laptop and stuff. So when these events come to my home, it's a little overwhelming. It's like so much attention. Also, I have some OCD. Like I got this thing. Well, of course, you see my list that I make on my index card. But like, if I flush the toilet or I'm draining the bathtub, I have to run out of the bathroom before the toilet finishes flushing or the bathtub stops, it's draining. So sometimes I have to plug it in again because I'm kind of behind. So I just put the plug on the bathtub. It's like, okay, give me a little chance here. So that's cheating, I know. I asked for earrings for Christmas, but for some reason I never put them on. And I change purses once a year. I don't know why. A lot of people change it like once a week, but no. Okay, I prefer baths over showers, especially with what do you call those? Epsom salts, bubble baths and stuff like that. Um, I have all pretty much costume jewelry. In fact, my wedding ring I bought at Sweeney's for $75 a million years ago. And actually, I had to buy it because my husband did not have any money, so I had to buy him one too, and had to buy my engagement ring. So I said, "Okay, let's talk about how we met." Okay, funny story. I was at my grandmother's and grandfather's house in Baytown, Texas. I always would, when I was a resident, I would in medical school, I would go over there and surprise them, And so I creep in, and they're there in their dark den, and they're two little lazy boy or barca loungers, and it's just full of smoke, and all you see is these bright lights from the little cherries on their cigarettes glowing intermittently. It's kind of creepy. Anyway, so for some reason I was laying on their couch watching what horrible TV shows they used to watch, and first I got this big, enormous drive to learn how to fly, which made no sense because ever since I was a little kid, I got motion sickness, okay? And flying was no exception. So it's like I was always the last person off the plane. I mean, I knew what the catering people did, the cleanup crew did, came out in a wheelchair. So what? Why? But I did. So I went back home to my apartment, and I looked up in that's when you had yellow pages, right? They didn't have Yelp then. Looked in the yellow pages, and I saw two places for flight instruction. Eddie's Flying Service and Galveston Air Center. Well, Eddie's Flying Service, I was instructed by Eddie's Flying Service. I don't know about that. So I decided, well, Galveston Air Center sounds good. So I called them, and the phone kept ringing and ringing and ringing, and nobody. Mother of Mythbusters. Yeah. Oh, I need to get a job with them. All right, so nobody would answer. So that was when you could call the operator and say, "Hey, can you check if there's a problem on the line?" And so, it's not a working line. So I had to drag my ass out of my apartment and drive there. Oh, I got a delivery. It's my Green Chef weekly delivery for my yummy meals. All right, so anyway, I go over there, and there's this tall, good-looking guy, and he told me everything I needed to know. And he just went on and on, how much it would cost, the process, ground school, the books I'd have to buy, and all that stuff. And then I said, "Okay, sign me up. I'm going to do it." And so I said, "Okay, that's your flight instructor over there." And I looked, and there's this little scrawny, I hope you can hear me, strawberry blonde guy with a clip-on Kmart tie and high waters. Oh, my God. And I said, no, you don't understand. I want you. I have confidence in you. Nope, that's him. I said, oh, God. So I went over there, and he said, "Okay." My current husband said, "Okay, we're going to teach you how to fly, blah, blah, blah." So he taught me how to do a pre-check first, and he taught me how to get up and look at the wing tanks to see if there was, as part of the pre-check, see if there was any fuel in there. And I was wearing these hot pants things, and he was looking up my dress, my little shorts. Anyway, he made me take off the very first day. So anyway, we started to be friends, and I remember, just a minute. Okay, the worst part of my day, I'll get back to the story in a minute. Getting out of bed. The very first few seconds, it's like horrible grogginess. Oh my God. And sometimes I will dream like I'm already up. And I got through that horrible period only to realize that, oh shit, I'm still in bed. No. Just a minute. I do not get many petties. You can tell. I'm not a big jewelry wearer, but I do like crystal jewelry. That's fun. I'm a shorts, shirt, t-shirt, flip-flop sort of girl. And my usual, I don't shop very often because I hate it. But I usually go get my stuff at the Academy. DSW, baby. where I get my shoes. And where else? Yeah, that's sometimes I go to White House Black Market or Black House. I don't know. So there's that. Okay, back to the story because he left. So anyway, we've got to be friends, and he was so freaking poor. He made like $400 a month, and he would take the cash and he would peel up the carpet next to the sliding glass doors at the apartment he shared with his friend Cal, and he would put it there, right? And there was a futon on the couch and the sofa, and he just took it off at night, and that's where he slept. So like when it was a really good day for him, I mean a good month, he would spend 20 cents extra to get cheese on his cheeseburger. It's like at Whataburger. So that was a big deal. And he had this 1973 Chrysler Newport that was filled with Fix-A-Flats in the trunk. I mean, God. Oh, and he had to spend more time putting water in the radiator than putting fuel in the tank. Plus, the odometer was like, brrr, like I don't know why. It was just going back and forth like that. So it was funny. Anyway, he was in Whataburger getting cheese on his cheeseburger. And then somebody was taking too long to move forward, so he tapped the horn, but he got stuck. It was like, oh my God. And there was these big ass rednecks in front of him, and they got up, and he's, no, the car's stuck. I don't know what to do. So that's kind of funny. Okay, so that's that. And anyway, so we dated for a long time. And then, eventually was getting close to me moving back to Houston and taking over my parents' practice. So I was like, so romantic. It's like, so what's the deal? Are we going to get engaged or what? Isn't that romantic of me? I mean, that is so sad. Oh, God. So I said, yeah, I guess we will. So he went to work the next day and announced to everybody, it's like, guess what? I'm engaged. And the boss's wife said, oh, really? When's the date? And all of a sudden, hi, Jason. He realized, oh, my God, this is not going steady. We're going to get married. So anyway, so that was 6 months. 6 months after we met, we got married. And my parents, cheap asses, were totally against it because they thought that he was after my money, God. It would be after whatever money I would make. And so, let's see. Yeah. Oh, I had to make the invitations and everything. And my parents got really pissed that I put their name on the invitation. And they wanted me to sign a prenup. Anyway, they hated him. And I said, that Chrysler Newport of yours, can you put it a couple of streets over? So he did. And so anyway, they were going to they're supposed to, make a wedding for us, but here's what they did. They opened up their backyard and catered it through a grocery store. It was sad, but we still had fun. I had like so few people there, like 12, 16, something like that. We just didn't have the money, and my parents certainly weren't going to do it. But it's really weird because, getting married is like playing Russian roulette. You just don't know. It's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get because really, I thought that he was a very passive, sweet person because his language, ESL, he could barely speak English, so I just misinterpreted it. And I was worried that I would be too dominating a force for him. Oh my God, it's the opposite, man. He is such a go-getter, and he's such a strong personality, and he's very, wants to protect everybody by controlling them. So his nickname to everybody, including Robert Burke, hi if you're there, is I have spoken. He's that kind of guy. And another example of him, I remember we were eating at the table and he had his reading glasses on so he could see his food. And they were really magnified, right? And so, of course, the kids and I were just, and he does not like a lot of noise and chaos. So what is the meaning of this? And all they could see is her whole glasses just filled up with eyeball, like Bambi, whoosh, whoosh, with the lashes. And they just cracked up. So that was funny. All right, let me see. What else? Probably don't know that my first boyfriend was a black guy, George Taylor, engineering student at Rice University. I cry easily, even at Bambi, even if I see it over and over again. I cry when the mother dies. My handwriting is horrible. Okay. However, I won a prize for the best handwriting in second grade. I rested on my laurels, obviously. Okay. I am a country girl, not a city girl, although I live in the suburbs. I love nature. I love simplicity. I don't like fancy stuff, a lot of possessions and all that stuff. I just like simple, simple, simple. Oh, my girls were the first ones that taught me that when I'm wearing a white shirt, don't wear a white bra underneath. I didn't know that. They said, no, you got to wear beige bras, Mom. Live and learn. Jesus, I'm so sad. Sometimes I sleep in my clothes if I'm too tired. I just say no. And I wrap myself up so that my husband doesn't notice, because he's like, you're sleeping in your clothes. What's wrong with you? So, then he kisses me when he leaves. Oh, bye. Have a good day at work. Let's see. I can't whistle. I can suck in a whistle, but people have tried to teach me. It's no good. It's a lost cause. I'm terrible at accents, although I try. Can't do foreign accents like Irish or Scottish. Let me see. I don't know if anybody else does this, but sometimes I smell my socks after I take them off. That's not good. That's weird. Very weird. Okay. Let me see. Getting there. Oh. Let me see. Okay. When my father died, I am ashamed to admit, when I found out, I was in the car going to the hospital, and I squealed with delight because he was a horrible, horrible, horrible man. Okay, here's the deal. A lot of abuse, etc. But I was the only one in Houston. And so I took care of my mother, my father, and my disabled sister, Denise. She lived with them for a short period of time, but she was so disabled, kind of blind. She had horrible diabetes and walked with a walker. She had to have diapers. She only ate through a J tube that goes into the small intestine. And my mother and father kicked her out because she dribbled honey on their carpet. So I took her in. Rooney and I took care of her for several years. And so anyway, and then I took them all to my mother, my father, to every doctor visit. I cooked meals for them. I, just took really good care. Nobody else was there. My sister in California couldn't come, and then I had a sister in Arkansas. But then the last few months of his life, one of my sisters, I won't, out of respect for her, mention her name, moved in. Then my mother had died. Moved in with my father and took care of him to the degree that she would get under the knee hole of his desk and clip his fingernails and give him snacks and all that stuff. Well, she clearly browbeated him into giving her all of his millions when he died, even after I took care of them for 35 freaking years. Now, one of the reasons that hurts me is because the Hubs and I helped this girl and her husband for decades. We bought them an 18-wheeler because they wanted to drive trucks, okay? I saved her life when she calls after having slashed her wrists in the bathtub, okay? I gave her a job at my clinic, and then him, because he was like, hovering around, even though I didn't need anybody extra. And then when I was on vacation, she took the liberty of firing a couple of people that have been there since one of my nurses gave me my kindergarten shots, okay? And so she had a meeting with me and said, Elisa, we're both going to have to leave if you can't double our salaries or, increase it. Like, oh my God. I can't lose my entire staff, right? So I had to give her a raise, even though I was paying her and him more than the average. It's, you know. And then when she lost her job, we had them come in to our house. I said, you don't have to pay rent. Come on, just stay with us. Save some money. It's just things like that. It just makes me freaking sick that she would choose money over love. It's like, oh, I got to honor dad's, you know, will. But you know what? Honoring a legal piece of paper from a deranged man who, and I was his scapegoat because he was upset that he found out he was immortal, that he was going to die. So he had to punish somebody over the contract of love, of sisterhood, where we were the survivors of horrible abuse. Really? Anyway, that's probably the last remaining resentment I have is toward her, because I just cannot fathom why anybody would do that. I mean, seriously, it's just money, man. Anyway, I've forgiven sort of my father, but let me see. Oh, I can tell when I've gained weight because all of a sudden my trackpad on my laptop starts doing all sorts of crazy things because my fat is draped over it, so it's making it move. That's very disconcerting. For several years after Erik died, when it got to his date of death, at the time I know he pulled the trigger, I had to go out in the parking lot in Kroger, turn the music on, and just like, no. I didn't want to be conscious during that period of time. Okay, a lot of you might not know that I am actually a baroness who shops at Academy and Walmart. Yeah, my father, his family were one of the 12 gentlemen barons who fought back the Moors, and so Charlemagne, you know, bestowed upon us a barony. And there is even the town with our family name and a castle, which we don't own. It's crumbling to bits. And so it's kind of weird that, so now, I mean, I can sign my name Baroness if I want to, but I have to apply to this special place in Spain. That's ridiculous. Who cares? Let's see here. I never really used to drink a lot of red wine until after Erik died, and now I have to have my 2 glasses a day. So it's not that good. Let me show you. Oh no, that's another thing. I had a cardiac arrest when I was 6 months old. I survived. I used to love horses, but we bought a rescue horse, and the lady who sold it to us put our new saddle on wrong. And so I was galloping on the beach, and all of a sudden we gallop up this embankment, and the whole saddle starts to come loose because she did it wrong. And so I'm like, I fell and, you know, hit my head on a rock, but thank God I had a helmet on that has a big crater in it. And then all of a sudden I hear my husband saying, "No, Lisa, move." And all I see is ass and hooves just coming toward me. I was like, oh my God. So the horse is sitting there on top of me, breaking several ribs. I got a concussion and all that. So I was always scared of horses after that, you know. My great uncle is Vidal Baraquer, one of the cardinals of Spain, and apparently a really nice man. And he did a lot of missionary work in Africa, and apparently got eaten up by cannibals. We're tasty like that. That's a weird story. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And my dear cousin Elena Baraquer, she is now the head of the La Clínica Baraquer, the ophthalmology clinic in Barcelona. See, I go to. And she does a lot of free work in Africa. She's lovely. Their foundation does free corneal transplants to people with trachoma and other corneal diseases. I used to be a kickboxer, but then I hated the warm-up, so no. I hate cardio. I can't stay. Weight's fine. Cardio, no. My exercise is usually hiking, like in Memorial Forest, in Memorial Park Forest. I got hepatitis C, which is cured now, thank God, when I was trying to put a central line in the emergency room and a drug addict who was comatose for a while, but anyway, he woke up and I got stabbed by the needle and contracted that. My family on my father's side are the Baraquers, like I mentioned, and they are actually really famous. My ophthalmologist went to do a fellowship there. They're the fathers of modern ophthalmology. They invented corneal transplant, cataract extraction, refractive surgery. They, changed the, got rid of a cataract extraction on Greta Garbo, Generalissimo Franco, and others. And so, and a lot of the ophthalmological instruments, surgical instruments, are named by them. So that's kind of cool. And they had a zoo there in the clinic. It was cool. They had a monkey, a chimp, I can't remember the name, like a giraffe, a couple of cheetahs. And they had operating rooms that rotated. So next patient, rotate, next patient. It was very modern. They were the first building in Spain to get air conditioning, and people freaked out. They would faint when they got in. They said, oh my God, air. Oh. So I was raised as a Catholic for the first, 6 years of my life. And, because obviously the Cardinal was saying blah, blah, blah. So I didn't like to go because it was Latin, I didn't understand, All I remember doing was one of my sisters had ribbons on her little Sunday hat with 2 little telephones, and we would just say, my other 2 sisters, we just call each other on the phone. Anyway, and it also seems like every time we went to church on the way, they would drop by their clinic to catch us up on immunizations. I'm sure that's not the case, but whatever. It just seemed like that. But anyway, one time, my father and mother took us all in separate rooms, one at a time. And my father took me into a room and said, Elisa, do you still want to go to church? And I was like, I don't want to go to hell. And so my father said, there's no such thing. Jackie, she doesn't want to go. So that was the end of my church visits. Throughout my youth, I didn't like to sew. So I would scotch tape my hymns if need be. It works for a little while. I should have used duct tape or whatever. Let me see. I should show you this, really. Hang on. Let me see. Oh, yeah. A while ago, I got into a very ugly text exchange with a relative that sank me down to a really deep grief. This was, of course, after Erik died. And I just couldn't get out of bed. I was like, it's just, what can I do? What can I use to kill myself? I really was that serious. But then I said, Lisa, no, you got to pull yourself out of this shit. Come on, pull yourself out. Find a way. And that was the time where we were in our camper, and I forgot my underwear. I don't know. I never forget to pack underwear. So we went to Walmart to get some underwear. But so then I thought, I'll be goddamn if I'm going to be caught dead in Walmart underwear. Hell no. So I got my ass out of bed and went on with life. So that's fun. Let me see. Okay, one more thing I'll show you. I thought I wouldn't have to get up again, but you guys are just so persistent and bossy and entitled. Now I will show you that there are some things. Sorry, it's dark. I'm going into my bedroom and into my bathroom. Okay. So I've saved some things from my kids' clothing. And it's a little weird, but I am weird. All right. This is the shirt I had Erik when he died. There's the blood. Okay. Here's your thing. I went to this drawer to show my friends this, and there was no blood there. It disappeared temporarily. Let's see what else. Annika's little dress with, throw up. That shit can strip the wax off of floors, people. Little receiving blanket. Erik's little riding pants. No, that's not his. His are smaller. The kids' riding pants. Kids are, okay. Oh, there's his riding pants. He was a really good horseman. In fact, we homeschooled and our PE was horse club. And so the guy that taught us said, you girls don't have a lick of talent, but Erik does. So that's funny. Here's one of his favorite shirts. My grandmother's fishing hat. I don't know why. Boy Scout stuff of Eric's. He was in Boy Scout. A little bib. I don't know who's that belongs to. This is, who is that here? Oh, it's my scrubs. I can't remember why. Michelle's bathing suit, her favorite. This little thing I use when I cut their hair. And Eric and my kids, I don't know what that. Boy Scout hat. Boy Scout this, Boy Scout that. One of his ties. He loved to dress up in papa suits, so to speak. Anyway, so what was I saying? What was I talking about? There was something about, wait, the clothes. Hang on, it's coming back to me. Oh yeah, I know. Cutting hair. I would use the little wall clippers, And so I was terrible at it. So I just took their, like Lucas, took the, bald setting. And so one time Lucas said, I guess there's no directions for bald, huh, Mommy? Yeah, there's not. It's easy. Just shave it all off. And, but anyway, so Erik still, as an adult, even before he died, his last haircut, would ask the haircutter, Bernie, it's like, are you going to use the bizzer? They call him the bizzer. The bizzer. Sounds funny. But she knew what he meant. All right, guys. I guess that's it. I love you all. Strong mama. There's, okay, let me see. Wow, so many comments. Oh my God. Guys, I'm sorry I couldn't answer all of them. But, my ADHD. Anyway, I'll look for it later. But you know what? For some reason, when I end the video, it starts to save it, but it just twirls and twirls and twirls and twirls for hours and hours and doesn't get posted. Does anybody know what's going on there? Okay, I love you all, and until next time, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm going to try to do this once a week. I don't think I could do it more than that, because I'm going to run out of intelligent things to say, seriously. And I started as long as I could to keep from going in the kitchen and cooking, so thanks for that. Bye-bye. Oh, like the page. Please like the Channeling Erik page. And go to the YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you.